Hi friends, we're here in the neighborhood of Neve Yaakov in front of the synagogue, and this is where the terrorist attack this weekend took place. It actually did not happen inside the synagogue and not with people that were praying inside the synagogue. It was after the prayers. They were just by passerbys coming into the area, walking down the street here. The terrorist was from East Jerusalem, and he had full citizenship, and he had a gun. He came up here onto the street, parked, and then began to shoot at passersby, and he killed first in this first section, then the second section, 7 people. He started to flee in that direction up the street, where he was finally killed when you get to the intersection. This neighborhood here, Neve Yaakov, and the next one here, which is Pisgat Zev, are 2 Jewish neighborhoods nestled between 2 Arab neighborhoods, which is Bet Hanina and Shoafat. And so this is a very tense area. You feel a lot of, you can even hear the noise from the people mourning here. And what's happening in the neighborhood is very difficult. It's interesting that the young man that came up and did the shooting, his name was Alkam Khayiri, and he was named after his grandfather, who was actually killed by Jews right before he was born. So he was actually carrying on this cycle of vengeance now for 3 generations. So that really is a kind of a heart-wrenching story. It's interesting that after that there was another, of course, terrorist attack further down in the old city in Jerusalem, in the city of David, and there was even a younger man, only 13 years old, also from East Jerusalem, so he had citizenship and he had a gun. This is problematic because if you have Arabs with full citizenship and they can get a hold of a gun, there's almost no way to stop it. On the other hand, it's a good sign from the Israeli security forces that this is not coming from an organized attack of the Islamic Jihad or of Hamas. They were just individual shooters that came up. Now the young boy that was in the city of David, of course that's a question, how can somebody only 13 years old get a hold of a gun? And he shot. Now he was then stopped and taken to the hospital after that. But we have these 2 events. There was actually a 3rd event close to the Dead Sea that happened afterwards. But in these events of terrorism, it's interesting that in these 2 events that were here in Neve Yaakov and also in the city of David, the person that got to them first from the Israeli Magen David Adom, the first aid services, he got there and he was an Arab, and he was taking care of the injured and even those that were killed, both in this attack and in the second attack. He was the person that was taking all the care of these people, and his name was Farid Dakidak. And it's interesting, he made the Israeli news. I don't know if it made to the international news. It was, and they interviewed him, and he was so sweet. He was filled with love and integrity, and he said, I don't care what's going on between Arabs and Jews. We need to be human beings. We need to love one another, and I came here to take care of those who were injured. So anyway, in this situation, it raises a lot of need for prayer, a lot of things that we have to bring up. We need to pray for peace. We want to pray for the government, for wisdom. We want to pray for the security forces. We also want to pray for peace in this area so there won't be rising hatred between Arabs and Jews. We who believe in Yeshua believe in loving one another, even loving our enemies. And so we're on neither side calling Arabs calling to kill Jews or Jews calling to kill Arabs. We believe in preserving that testimony of love, light in the midst of darkness. I particularly want to ask for prayer for those of us to protect our relationship with Jewish believers in Yeshua and Arab believers and internationals here in the land, so that we can continue to love one another and be in unity and share the love of Yeshua in the midst of a dark situation. Thank you so much.